after I got yelled at in Germany, I did not do it again because I was too scared. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Montana and I was an exchange student in Germany. Now I live back in the US and study German at the University of Virginia, but I'm still super interested in German versus American culture. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys really weird things that are banned or outlawed in Germany. I do want to say, like, to take these with a grain of salt. Some of them I know for sure are true, but some of them I have kind of like dug around on the internet, and so I know there are some super weird rules in the United States and laws, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're super enforced. But I'm going to try my best to tell you guys ones that I know are true. The first one that I have that I think was so crazy at first, but after kind of researching why, I understand why it's illegal. It is washing your car just on the street. In the US, this is very, very common. I totally remember, like, as a kid washing my parents' car, and we have all the stuff to wash cars, like the buckets and the sponges and car washing soap all in our garage. When I was little, I would always make my dad car washing coupons for like his birthday or for Christmas or for Father's Day, because I was just lazy and uncreative, I bet. But in Germany, it's considered illegal because of the waste, like the water waste, and also it can cause soap and oil to go into the ecosystems nearby and to kind of cause harm to the environment. So that's why that is illegal. There was this one blog post that I was reading where this woman who was American, she moved to Germany and washed her car outside, and then none of her German neighbors like were bold enough to come up and tell her to stop, but somebody snuck a little note in her mailbox and it said, "We don't wash our cars on the street here. It's technically illegal." So I thought that was funny. Another thing that is kind of illegal in Germany, or just more strict than in the United States, is certain dog breeds are banned or kind of outlawed unless you have a very distinct reason as to why you have them, and you've got to fill out all this paperwork. But one of them in particular is pit bulls, and a lot of the dog breeds that are deemed more aggressive. I was looking at the website for, it's called Zoll.de, I'm not sure what that is, but it's talking about why they're dangerous. I have my computer here, and it says the name of the law, and it's so German, it's so long. It is Hundeverbringungs- und Einführungsbeschränkungsgesetz. That just means like dangerous dog ban, I think. It says that some of the dogs included in the act were pit bull terriers, American Staffordshire Terriers, Bull Terriers, and just some others. Another thing that is outlawed that I know for sure is true, and people take this very, very seriously, is making too much noise. In Germany can be a big problem, and you can definitely get the cops called on you. You can definitely get in trouble if you make a lot of noise, and most importantly on Sundays. I know there are certain activities that are forbidden on Sundays. Sundays is like the day of rest in Germany. Most stores are closed, and I guess it makes sense because of Sunday's like day of rest, but it's funny because I was looking up some examples, and some of the examples were like you can't tune a piano on like night hours or on certain times of day. So just a lot more regulated sound wise, because I mean, it is true that in the United States if you make a lot of noise, if you're having a big party, you can get the cops called on you, but this is more like general daily activities like mowing your lawn or using a drill or using a chainsaw or something like that. You have to be cautious of what hours of the day you are making a lot of noise. Another one that I know for sure is true, I definitely know this one is true, and it's that crossing lights when they are red, just as a person walking, you can definitely get fined for, because it is illegal. In the United States, it's called jaywalking. Well, jaywalking is when you cross not at an ample or not at the crosswalk. I think crossing on red is also illegal, and it's just kind of something that nobody fines you for in the United States because everybody does it, especially in certain cities. It's just funny because it's such a German thing. Like, I feel like that's one of the main culture shocks that you see, and it's so trivial, but it really is true. Like, I was definitely yelled at for crossing the street on red in Germany. I only did it like 1 or 2 times and it was normally when I was running alone and there was absolutely no one on the streets. But after I got yelled at in Germany, I did not do it again because I was too scared and I did not want to get yelled at again. One of the other ones that I found that I think my host dad told me about is that you can't run out of gas on the Autobahn, which is the main highway. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you know what the Autobahn is, because that's something that almost everybody knows about, especially in the US. It is illegal to run out of gas on the Autobahn. It's considered driver negligence, and you could get a hefty fine if you have to pull over because you run out of gas. This is kind of ish a thing in the US. I know for certain bridges there are signs before an underwater bridge and not bridge, I'm being so dumb, tunnels. There'll be signs and it'll be like, check your gas tank, you need to have gas, and you can get in big trouble for not having gas and having to stop because then it causes so much traffic with the tunnel. But in Germany, just all together on the Autobahn, you're not allowed to do this. I think one of the reasons for it is just because you aren't supposed to stop on the Autobahn. That would be very, very dangerous, especially when people are driving so fast. And all in all, the law and rules are just for human safety. I have 2 more things that are outlawed in Germany that I find very strange, at least one of them. The second one is not that strange. So I guess I'll go with the more boring one first. And the more boring one is that you can't use do with police officers or certain officials. You can get super, super fined for it, like up to 600 euros, I think. Of course, in the United States, you have to be very cordial and nice with policemen. You could definitely get fined if you cuss at them or if you, I don't know, if you do something wrong. But for me, reading this, I was like, oh gosh, that's so scary. Because learning German as somebody who speaks English, and in English, there's not really a do or z, it's all you. You is formal, you is also informal. So I get scared like hearing that law because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna see a police officer and accidentally use do. It's hard for me to remember to always use Z versus do and who to use them with and how to remember. I am always very nervous around police officers in the United States. I haven't ever been pulled over, thankfully, cross fingers. And hopefully I never will be pulled over in Germany. But in case you are, make sure you always use Z or else you will get fined. My last one that I have is that you legally are not allowed to keep urns at home in Germany, which is so weird to me. I guess it makes sense. It's because of they're afraid of like human remains in the household, and there has to be a designated space. So like, that could be a burial at sea, that could be in a cemetery or any designated space, but it can't be in your house, which is kind of crazy to me because I know a lot of people and they keep their relatives' remains in an urn and their own house. Like my best friend's grandma is in her living room, and my dogs are in my room, and my grandpa is actually in a cemetery, so that is different. But it is very common in the United States to have your urns just sitting and more, not necessarily on display, but just in like a family room or in your house. And so when I read that, I was very, very shocked. One of the things that I did read in that same article though was saying that the laws on remains and having urns at home are loosening up. And in like 2015, it became legal in Bremen to scatter your loved ones' remains in private property. I guess that is kind of an ease of it, since private property would not be considered a designated spot. Who knows? If you are not German, let me know which of these you find weird. Most of them I found pretty strange or shocking, but there were definitely certain ones that were weirder than other rules and laws. And if you are German, please feel free to let me know if any of these you think are a bit outdated. I know there are certainly American laws that are outdated and not really, really illegal, if that makes sense. So just let me know what you guys think, if you think these laws are justified or if you think that they they should be loosened up. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from this video. I'm very energetic. I am very, very excited because I learned that I hopefully will be returning to Germany since the travel bans were recently removed. And yes, I'm just very, very excited. I will be making another video soon about that. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It helps so much, and I'm really, really grateful when you guys do that. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Bleib gesund und tschüss!